Well, here comes another rant. From the trailer of Monster Hunter Wilds, we can see that the world seems very expansive. Like, huge. The environments are very detailed and vibrant. With this kind of setting, it is only natural we are to see many monsters are being available or present within an area at the time, contrary to previous gen game that only able to hold up to 3 big monsters in the map at the time. If the next gen technology allowed the game to have this kind of capability in the future, I'm guessing we're going to see many more detailed and sophisticated monster relationship with each other, maybe even with the other kinds of wildlife. There might be some kind of food chain that might be established in the game, maybe even some kind of symbiosis relationship between monsters or even with some of the wildlife available. Maybe, for example, a Bishat tends that to chuck some paralysis toads or poisonous toad at us when they're seeing one within the vicinity. That would be a very interesting thing to see, at least based on my own preference on how the game should look like moving forward. Let's give you another example of more of like ecological relationship of the monsters in Monster Hunter Wilds. For example, maybe some large monsters are going to eat small monsters to replenish a bit of their strength after fighting with us. But there's a catch. Depending how much they are hurt, there's going to be multiple kinds of action that they may take. If they're a bit hurt, they might stay away if the prey that they're looking for currently only available in a herd, since it might be afraid antagonizing the whole herd. Since we know that from nature, no matter how ferocious a predator is, there are times that they don't dare to provoke a large number of prey since the table can be turned against them. So I was thinking that kind of interaction might be very interesting. It makes the whole world seems a lot more realistic and alive at the same time. And continue on, if they're critically wounded, they might even go and attack the herd because it needs to replenish its strength at all costs. Otherwise, they might be hunted by us and they will die much faster, or they won't be able to do their desperate move like how Nergigante sometimes at the end of the hunt like to spam his dive bomb. And also maybe if the large monsters is clashing with the herds, if we are smart enough, you might be able to use that to our advantage as well. I'm really hoping that Monster Hunter Wilds is more than just a very large area or an open world Monster Hunter, and I want to see this kind of complicated monster interactions with its surroundings. That will make Monster Hunter game seems to be very special, to me at the very least. Other than that, it will be very fascinating to see the monsters interacting more with the wildlife, as I mentioned previously with Bishatan. Interactions between monsters, like how Lunastra and Teostra are able to do a special bond attack, or even with the terrain, where they're able to use different kinds of terrains to pull off a very unique moves. Maybe like Rajang can go to a very high place and start sniping you with his thunder beam. That would be pretty scary, wouldn't it? And also, I want to see more a monster hierarchy. A perfect example of this would be Devil Joe, at which it is able to pick up great jaguars into its mouth and start to use it as a weapon. Or maybe a wild idea would be we can have Kirin and Rajang in the same quest, and Rajang just start to toy with the Kirin and slam it around like a stick against us. So it is not just us that are getting stronger with each game, the monsters evolves too. But this is an extreme example. It will be very difficult to make every monster to have this kind of mechanics. So maybe just a few more, and it only applies to the apex of each locale maybe. Anyway, that is it for this week's rant about Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds hopes and dreams, I would say. But before ending, I just wanted to say that world has provided us with so much foundation when it comes to an alive ecosystem, to Monster Hunter experience overall. So with that expectation in mind, I can only imagine what kind of crazy ecosystem and gameplay mechanics Monster Hunter Wilds will provide for us. We will see about that sometimes this summer. Before that, I can only be excited and keep making speculation like this. If my idea is not being used for Monster Hunter Wilds, maybe in the next 2 to 3 games in the Monster Hunter series, some of these ideas might come true, I hope. What about you guys? And I hope when it comes to Monster Hunter Wilds, outside the combat, like environments and monster interactions? Do discuss about it in the comment section. Before signing off, don't forget to press that like and subscribe button. It helps me a ton in keep making content like this rant and longer discussion videos. I'm gonna still regularly making Monster Hunter content, discussion especially, until the first reveal of Monster Hunter gameplay, sometimes during summer. That's it for this rant. Until the next rant, stay sharp hunters.